Welcome to the City Current Show, powered by Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services.
This show focuses on sharing good news and powering the good in our community. Now here's your host, City Current CEO, Jeremy Park.
Welcome back to the City Current Show, powered by Higginbotham. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. We're always honored to bring you inspiring stories of individuals and organizations making a difference and powering the good. And we always love talking about entrepreneurship and innovation. And that's why we're excited and honored to have with us Jeremy Qualls. He is the Executive Director of the Entrepreneurship and Innovation Center at Williamson County Schools. How are you doing?
Doing great. Thank you so much, Jeremy, for having us.
Absolutely. You've been on before talking about all the amazing things you do. So I want to recap that, and then we'll dive into a lot of exciting news ahead. So let's start with a little bit of history and some background. Give us some background for the Entrepreneurship and Innovation Center.
Sure. We've been open here in Williamson County School System for, this is a completion of our 7th year. And when we started this program, we started with 72 students. We now have 270 students with a wait list very, very long in the triple digits of people trying to get in. 270 is our sweet spot and kind of our maximum that we can really take and do quality instruction. So we are blessed to have a healthy amount of high quality students wanting to create their own business and fulfill their dreams while they're going through high school.
Talk about why it's so important to have these exposure opportunities, the space to innovate, create, but the principles and the structure around that for high school students.
Sure. I mean, you can see the building behind me. It looks just like an industrial co-work space that feels special. When students walk into this place, it feels like they are adults. They feel like they have an opportunity to create and be real entrepreneurs. And that's the true sense of the word. We are so far away from non-traditional education. We don't even discuss traditional education practices. We don't call our people teachers. We call them facilitators. And it's exactly right. You keep using the word exposure, and it's what it is. We want to expose our students to not only the creation process, but we want to expose them to VCs. We want to expose them to mentors. We want to expose them to angel investors. We want to expose them to micro internships and nonprofits, which we have all baked into this program. And it really, it sets us apart from in a non-traditional sense of getting kids a real world experience. There's nothing here that's hypothetical. It's really sink or swim. And it sounds like a negative connotation, but it goes along with our mission of fail often, fail forward. And that's how these students learn.
Give us an idea of the structure of the program. So a typical day in the life, what does the structure look like?
Sure. So our students have to apply. You have to be a Williamson County student. We have 10 high schools, and we have our students come from all 10 high schools. So you have to have a travel period built into the day to get here. And then when you get here, you spend a 1 period a day with us. And then you go back to your home school. In the future, when we talk about the Innovation Hub here in a minute, we're hoping that we can steal more than 1 period a day. We do not offer the general ed requirements, your traditional English, math, sciences here. This is kind of considered a one-off program, but it does follow a CTE pathway. So the kids can get 3 sequential courses for graduation requirements, which is great. A lot of our student body here that comes to the EIC are filling a hole in the schedule. They're a junior, they're a senior, and saying, hey, I want to do this, and that's really an ideal situation because they have more flexibility in their schedule the further you get down the road, and they may be able to spend 2 periods with us, right? So that's kind of a great scenario. But these kids that come to us are choosing to come to us, number one, and it really sets the tone for if you're going through an application interview process to even get in, that you're wanting to be here. So, you get an hour a day. We may have once a week, we may have a checkpoint of saying, hey, let's talk about the financial models and what that looks like. So we may have to eat 1 period in a week talking about that. And then by the end of the week, they may have a checkpoint of where they have to produce something around that. But there's no traditional just sitting in class rows of 5 by 5 like in a classroom setting. It's loud, it's chaotic, it's moving. We have a podcasting studio here. We have a fabrication lab upstairs where they can fabricate their prototypes. And meetings are happening constantly. Once we have kind of attached a mentor to the groups, they set up the meetings, mentors come, and then they have discussions on their own. We have 1 day a month that we set aside for mentors that come in, and if they have 45 minutes a day or 8 hours a day, they come and hang out with the kids and listen to elevator pitches and give their feedback. So
that into then when you talk about mentors, like the collaboration. And so when you think like VCs and all the things you were labeling before, all of that takes collaboration, partnerships in the community. So carry that into some of those partnerships and especially some of those ways that business leaders can help and plug in on that side, especially.
Absolutely. We have a patent attorney that's a mentor. So you want to talk about the luxury of having a patent attorney. So I'm coming in, I've got a question about IP. Well, great. Let's get Jeremy on the line to talk about IP. So it's really nice to have that. We've got finance people here that are mentors. We have actual physical product people that are here. We have, pretty much if a kid has a need, we can hook them up with a mentor that can come in on a one-on-one meeting and talk about those things. And it's really, really incredible to have. Think about it, high school kid having that access and the ability to not only ideate, but create, and then look at, hey, I need to formulate a business license. I need to have, I've got patent attorneys that, all of those, the legals, and I need to talk to a bank about potentially securing some funding. So, it's really, really unbelievable. They can do as much as they choose to do in this facility.
So before we talk about the hub, which is definitely exciting news, and we'll, kind of touch on that for sure. Talk about Markify, also Spikey, because when you talk about the students and creating success and businesses and the awards and accolades that go with that, you're having tremendous success.
Yeah, man, it happened so fast. I don't know that we were ready for it, right? It's one of those things like it makes us have to polish up and put our running shoes on and figure it out. So we are part of an ecosystem called Incubator EDU. It's formulated out of Chicago. It's kind of the curriculum that we follow. They are a great ecosystem of over 500 locations worldwide, mainly in North America, but there are some overseas as well. And if you're a part of that system, that ecosystem, you get an opportunity to submit to their final pitch process, which is $25,000 up for grabs. And anytime you can get undiluted funds, you got to go for it. So we have our own Shark Tank here. We had $10,000 that are privately donated from our mentors and anybody that comes here. It says, hey, if I donate funds, what does it go to? 100% go to the kids. At the end of the year, we take that bucket of funds, we give it to our sharks and say, good luck. Here's our finalist. They're going to pitch for you today, and here's how much you have to give. So after whoever wins that gets an opportunity, and we submit to Chicago. We have had a lot in our 7 years, even though we're one of the younger stops in the Incubator EDU ecosystem. We've had a lot make the top 20. They only take the top 5. We had a couple crack into the top 10. Finally, last year, Anthony Beckett, Markify, gets into the top 5. So we were super excited. We get him. We all go as a team up there to cheer him on. He gets in there, and then within the first 60 seconds, I promise you, Jeremy, we all looked at each other and said, he just won this thing. Not only did he win it, he had 3 of the 5 sharks make an offer angel investment wise. So Markify is an endless whiteboard. It's specific to an educational technology product that he created as a solution to a problem that he had in one of his classes. The teacher was moving fast, erasing the board. He said, hey, I couldn't keep up. Notes-wise, everybody's sitting there with their Chromebook because we're a one-to-one district, wide open. He's sitting in the back going, why aren't we streaming this both ways so that I can go on my own speed? 22,000 lines of code later, he has created Markify. He now has 12,000 users worldwide. Spain is the largest user, and he has used 0 marketing funds to do so. So he's actually met with a lot of VCs. He's got an offer on the table currently of looking at infusing some cash into the product. And his needs right now are he needs some angel investment so he can hire somebody to go and market and sell the product, because he's under the hood. He's the IT side of this thing. So it's really, really an unbelievable story of a kid that he had offers to go to Purdue, UT. He took a gap year to work this product, and this is what he wants to do. So he's an unbelievable success story. He's our first national champion. We have his logo hanging up in the rafters in here like like his jersey's been retired. So then puts us to Spikey, Abby Goddard. Spikey is she's coming back, so she's actually going to be able to work. Here's the interesting thing: we have a feeder program called MX that we have at 7 of our 8th grade locations in our middle schools. Those kids have an opportunity. It's kind of a recruitment tool to come into the EIC. She went through that program. So when she finishes here, she has 5 years of an entrepreneurial program under her belt. She has created a spiked drink detection keychain that people can go and take their drink, take a straw, drop a drop on it. 15 seconds later, tells them whether their drink has been spiked, which is a great solution right now. This is a real world problem. She just fulfilled an order for 800 units to AOPI International. So the Greek Life is a great consumer of these products, and the sky is the limit for her. So she has won multiple pitch contests. She kind of started this a little bit back in the day. The idea came to her at a boot camp, an entrepreneurial boot camp on the West Coast at Berkeley, and she's working this product, and she is crushing it. And we have submitted her. She won our pitch contest here. We have submitted her, and in June we'll know whether she made the final cut. If she didn't, I'll be shocked. But she's crushing it. So SpikeyFirst.com. She is fulfilling orders left and right. It's you could do a subscription model for those test strips. She's working with a lab in the UK. And it's pretty phenomenal of what she's doing.
Both of those are awesome stories because you talk about real world problems and solving them as students and creating massively successful, potentially successful businesses. So amazing. And carry that into then, what you really wanted to talk about was the hub.
Yeah.
Super exciting news. So let's go ahead and dive into the hub.
Yes. So the Innovation Hub came off a grant from the state of Tennessee. Governor Bill Lee allocated $500 million, $500 million for vocational education. And this grant that you had to apply for was for really shifting the traditional educational model on its head of innovating partnerships, the way education is done with time and CTE and career and technical education. So what we did was you could pull the money, which is something that we really had not had access to do before with state grants. So if you had multiple high schools, you could pull that money. And number two, you could use it to build. Unfortunately, they put a cap of 10% on the build. So when they told us this information at our state directors meeting, I just looked at my assistant director and said, we're going to build, we're going to use 100% of it. And she goes, well, how are we going to do that? I said, we'll see what kind of salesman I am. So I reached out to the Commissioner of Education and all the people that were around the grant and said, hey, we are slated to potentially get $15.5 million. And it doesn't make sense for us to go out and spend that money at each individual school. We want to create a hub of learning here next to the EIC because we already have the blueprint for transportation of getting here. And it's really difficult to hire teachers in the things that we want to do. So why not do one centrally located that all of our students have access to for success? They loved it. I was like, well, take the cap off. Why did you put the cap on it in the first place? So they agreed to us to do it, man, and we're so excited. This is a really exciting project. So we're going to have a 25,000 square foot facility beside us that looks unlike anything that we've built to date in the system. And we're trying to take traditional vocational pathways and flip it on its head. So let me go down the list of programs that we're going to have. Number one, we're going to have aviation. a kid can come through our program and get a private pilot license at 16 if they go all through it. We have a partnership with Franklin Special School District, which is not a part of WCS. It's kind of our sister school district sitting inside of Williamson. So they're getting, those kids are getting exposed at the 8th grade level to get their first intro course. So it naturally feeds into us. When we start up here, we have something that we're never going to have, that we've never had before in the facility. We've got 2 partners attached to it. Number one is Hawkins Flight Academy. That is a for-profit company, which really breaks the molds on partnerships. We've had nonprofits before, but for-profits, no. The reason that this is important is if a kid just has one class period that they can sacrifice for this, they can go, this is a perfect opportunity to say, look, I just want to get my private pilot license. I don't want to have a career out of it. They would go to the Hawkins Flight Academy. But the second reason it's important to have Hawkins Flight Academy attached to it is they're going to provide the teacher for us. So we're looking at net zero for taxpayers on this program, which I love. So number one, the space is being built by a grant. Now the teacher is being provided by a for-profit company. The teacher that they're going to provide is a certified flight instructor, meaning every second they get on the simulators within the program are applicable to, one, applicable to their private pilot license, two, to our secondary partner. Our secondary partner is MTSU, who has the #1 aviation program in the state of Tennessee. So we're going to get upwards to 9, even talking about possibly 12 hours of college credit while they go through this. So if you think about this, we have built every exit route possible. Hey, I just want to get a private pilot license, don't care about it, doing it in college or doing it as a profession, Hawkins. Hey, I'm thinking about it. I want to go ahead and get my license and see, and I do want to get some credits to see. No, I want to go straight into this career. This is exactly what I do. If they go through our program with MTSU attached, they're going to have a leg up and 12 hours down the drain already ahead of anybody coming into MTSU. So that's program one. That's world one, if you will. World two, another one I'm really excited about. We don't have a ton of traditional vocational programming here in Williamson County. This entrepreneurial program fits us to a T. What about those students that don't want to go to college? We have a very high college going route. So we wanted to build at least one program around this, but with the same blueprint that we did the aviation. So we have what's called the Thompson Caterpillar experience. And in that experience, you have 2 programs to study. Number one, heavy machine technology. So a heavy machine tech is roughly an $80,000 to $100,000 job in a vehicle out the door being trained. So our post-secondary partner in this space, which I'm super excited about right now, the only post-secondary college that we have in Williamson County is Columbia State Community College. We are now going to have the first TCAT location in Williamson County, which is Tennessee Colleges of Applied Technology. This is a certification post-secondary style program. It's not, I'm going to get a diploma. It is by the hour, and I can get a certification and go to work. Apprenticeships attached. So in this world, Thompson Caterpillar was the first to jump on this as our partner. They are paying for 5,000 square feet to make it look like their official training areas that they would for adult ed. TCAT will be the instructors. They're getting TCAT hours, they're getting Thompson Caterpillar hours, and they're going straight to work. The secondary program there is electrical power generation. Thompson Caterpillar is also the largest provider of generators. So now if you're looking at wanting to be an electrical engineer and I want to go into a post-secondary institution past this, this is that ramp for you. So now we have direct to work. Now we have a TCAT experience that I can get a college experience. And then electrical engineering could articulate into Tennessee Tech, UT Chat, anybody that takes this. So now we're looking at building that out with every exit route. We're really excited about that. The third world is artificial intelligence and cybersecurity. So we've got Tennessee Tech involved in this. We've got Columbia State involved and Vanderbilt. So we're looking at now a 2-year community college, 4-year private, and a 4-year public. So we're going to do some artificial intelligence things. We're still talking to many post partners. We've talked to Oracle. We've got Presidio coming on. We've talked to IBM. We've talked to a lot. So that is still kind of being worked out, but that's exciting. Last is hospitality and tourism and culinary. And that is our largest need in our area because we have a lot of hotels, restaurants, etc. Culinary arts, believe it or not, is our largest CTE program requested. So we're going to have a scratch kitchen for culinary, and then we're going to have a hospitality and event planning program, unlike anywhere else that Columbia State will be providing the instructions for. So you take all of those worlds, you blend them together, and I think we've got a pretty cool opportunity there. We have, in that hospitality area, we have a full-blown hospitality lobby, full-blown mock lobby that is, and a full-blown hotel room, and a work-based learning site that we have a partnership with Honest Coffee. So we're going to have food, beverage, hotel, restaurant, all mixed into one. So this world is going to be overlaid with the Entrepreneurship Center behind me. Those kids will have to do a boot camp and an entrepreneurial program so that if they have an idea, they know how to do business models. So I think that's what sets us apart from anywhere else that I can find. Everybody has either or, not together. So that's the Innovation Hub in a nutshell.
Carry that into the timing of this, because when you talk about all of these pieces coming together, when it's going to open, give us an idea of the timing.
Yeah, August 1 of 26, we're going to have students. We'll have the ribbon cutting for that. They're actually right now pouring the slab this week on it in the construction phase. Fingers crossed, all comes to plan that we will have students entering the programs in August 1 of 26. That would be for the 26-27 school year. So we're roughly at this point in time a year away from getting that. So we are still hammering out partners. If you're listening to this, you want to be a partner in the process, we'd love to have you and talk to you because we have high quality students that can be employees now. And if you want to be a partner, our job is to get them ready. It's a workforce development project for our Middle Tennessee region. So if you want some employees or you want to get involved, be glad to have you at the conversation. We want all the partners to come and be involved. So the more that the more agreements that we can agree to or sign, so these kids go through the program and they go straight to work, or, we have some that know that have a high college going rate. So what they're wanting to do is sign an agreement to go to college, work for them in the summers, come back, do internships so that they can keep that relationship tight and then hire them on the backside. And even some of these groups have done a college reimbursement program, which I think is brilliant. Because if I want to hire Jeremy Park, and I love the relationship that I have with Jeremy Park, hey, but Jeremy wants to go to college, go. We're going to pay for part of that if you come work with us and sign a 5-year deal. And I love that too. So it's really shaping up to be an interesting educational model that I have not seen anywhere, really, if you'll know the truth.
You mentioned the partnerships. Obviously, we talked about the mentorships. So dive into how can the community help support your efforts? Because, all these different things are very collaborative partnerships and conversations that you're having to create these opportunities. So what are some ways the community can really get involved and support your efforts?
Thank you for asking that. What we like to say is time, talent, and treasure. We're always seeking money if they're willing to give it, but I want the relationship to be authentic and organic. Really, I do. When people come in and say, "Hey, how do I get involved?" So let's look at those silos. Number one is, if your company wants to get involved, you need, could you provide a location for them to go and do an apprenticeship or do an internship with to see if there's synergy, right? And that's the first. That's surface level. That's easy. Number two. Hey, if you want a presence in the building and you want to be a part of the DNA that is, then we're looking at in-kind. We're looking at, hey, I don't really have in-kind, but I do want to give, I want to stroke a check. Okay, good. So let's develop a process of what does that money go to that both feel good about and the money is well spent, because we really look at ROI. I just don't want a blank check to come in and say, here's money, do whatever. No. I want you to feel good about it. because I want your money. We are leaving what I like to say, a legacy. When we got the opportunity to get the $15.5 million, they gave it to us. This is so important because 30 years from now, what we're setting apart is when I'm gone and everybody that's worked on this project is gone, guess what? Students are still getting the ROI of what we set up. So when we talk to these partners, that's what we first develop. And everybody's is different. You know, when Thompson Caterpillar, when I got to the CEO and we had a discussion about it, he said, we're in. And I was like, great. What does that look like? He's like, I don't know, but I know that we need a workforce and we're going to have people that are walking out, and your demographic that you're training right now is what we need, that are tech savvy. So that's what we're looking for. So their return on investment is for future workforce. And then we started walking down that rabbit hole of what does it look like, it was authentic and organic. That's beautiful. It was like the perfect scenario. And for all the things shaping up at this moment, it's the same. That the AI cybersecurity area is still being fleshed out. That's what we're kind of in the right now is what we're asking for. If looking for partners in that area, because that's like the last one left. But it needs to feel good for both sides, if that makes sense. And it's not the same. It's not cookie cutter, right? It's not, hey, here's what Thompson Caterpillar did. This is not what we expect you to do. It could be a total different scenario.
Well, I like the fact that you're taking an entrepreneurial and an innovative approach, with your partnership. So when you talk about, working with the businesses and saying, hey, what's the ROI? Let's work together on this. I mean, that's entrepreneurship, that's innovation right there. So that's the through line. Carry that into where can the community reach out? Where can we learn more about the Entrepreneurship and Innovation Center, Williamson County Schools? How can we connect with you to start and have these conversations of getting involved? So where do we go?
Absolutely. Thank you. Directly is the best way. Jeremy.Qualls@wcs.edu. We have got a process that we are developing at the moment for an Innovation Hub newsletter. Right now, we do have an EIC newsletter, which is centered around what we're doing at the entrepreneurship. So either way, if you want to get involved on the entrepreneurial side as a mentor, or you want to donate to that cause, or if you say, hey, I want to donate to the hub or get involved in the hub, just reach out directly. Our website, we don't have an Innovation Hub website up and running just yet, but you can find some more information on the EIC at wcs.edu and find that under secondary programs and look for the Entrepreneurship and Innovation Center tab. But I think the easiest way to do what you're asking is just reach out directly, email or call 615-472-4095. And we can get them hooked up to the appropriate party or get a pitch. I mean, that's what we like to do. We pitch every day, all day to various folks that want to get involved, and we would love to entertain anybody.
Well, once again, Jeremy Qualls, Executive Director, Entrepreneurship and Innovation Center. Thank you for all you and your amazing team do to power the good. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so very much, Jeremy, for having us. I hope a lot of people watch.
Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services is proud to power the City Current Show. We're a people-first company that protects what matters most, the families, businesses, and trailblazers that keep our community going. As one of the nation's top independent insurance firms, Higginbotham is a single-source solution for business insurance, employee benefits, HR services, and personal insurance that's customized for you. We're here to serve you, the people you care about, and your community. Call 866-377-1959 or visit higginbotham.com.